Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. If you had a bad day and you're looking for a smile, bringing hope and joy for a day that was wild. Stuff from the cuffs is here to make things bright. In a world so dark, they bring us some light. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. Go Bria, go Bill, go Bess, go Brian. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs.
Cufflinks family, wagwan!
Yes, sir. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How you doing? All the tenants, them, all the returning residents, all the newcomers. Big up on yourself.
Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to another episode of Stuff from the Cuffs, where we give you fire.
We're fun.
We're inspirational.
We keep it real.
And of course, we're educational. So, you know, we are just always so very happy to bring you another video. If you are a new subscriber, we always want to take the time out to welcome you. So welcome to our channel. We're happy to have you on board as part of the Cufflinks family. And as Brian said before, all the returning residents, all the tenants, big up, big up, big up.
It's back to school season and it's all about unexpected. And we are just going to talk to you about some unexpected things, right? What do we mean? Now, both of us started out in mainstream media, right? On the radio, and I transitioned to TV, and Bass transitioned to somewhere else on radio. So both of us became public figures after working in the mainstream media for some time. So we became seen and heard and known based on that. However, today, both of us are out of mainstream media. And, you know, as school is about to begin, we want to just share a little bit about how that has affected our lives or how that has changed our lives, and, you know, share some of the feelings that we've had and some of what we've had to deal with, you know, any regrets, any fears, any disappointments, any, you know, I mean, it's an unexpected time coming up, going back to school, and we've faced unexpected moments. And we just wanted to encourage somebody and share our story, whether it's a parent or a child. You know, you're nervous about what is to come because you don't know what is coming up, and we've been there. And this is, I guess, a piece of our story.
Yeah, so I'll start. So I have, before transitioning from radio to being mostly a full-time mom, I was in radio and on radio for over 10 years. And after I left NCUFM, I had the choice of going to another radio station or continuing my journey in media. But based on everything that was happening at the time, in terms of just finding out that we were pregnant again, having a 2-year-old who was complaining that we're working all the time, and some other factors, we decided as a family that I would just do things part-time, do freelancing and lecture part-time until we felt comfortable enough for me to go back into media or for both of us to go back into mainstream media. So when I had made the decision to leave radio for a while, it was bittersweet for several reasons. One, it had become the life I was used to. I was used to having that on-air presence, and by virtue of that, I would get other gigs in terms of emceeing shows and that kind of thing, and other opportunities that would have come up, recording ads, doing voiceovers. By simply being on air and by simply having a presence on air, I was able to benefit from those things. At the time, I felt in my heart and I knew that it was time to just give it a break for family. And so when I came off radio, it didn't hit me right away. I think probably a month or two in was when I realized that I was no longer on radio. Imagine after doing this thing for over 10 years to suddenly stop doing it. I was homesick, radio sick. Yeah, I felt like a part of me was missing. I I worried a little bit that not being on air would take away a lot of the opportunities that I would normally get while being on air. And a lot of things changed, yes, but a lot of things also improved, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I was very radio sick. I was very sad.
Missed radio.
I missed radio a lot. I missed it so much that I did not listen to radio because I felt like that was me. That was a part of me that was now missing. And I was very sad. There were days when I sat to myself and I wondered, okay, all right, I know why we're doing this, but I'm not too sure what my purpose is anymore because I'm not on radio. That's what I was used to. And I knew that my purpose and my ministry was really embedded in radio for over that 10 years. And so it affected me. It affected me emotionally a lot. It affected me.
You cried.
I cried. I cried. I cried the day I was coming off air when I announced it. That was the Tuesday before I came off. I cried while making the announcement. I cried the Friday, which was my last day. I cried that day. When I went home, I cried. I cried probably all night because I knew that come next week, I would not be on radio anymore. And so it was very hard for me mentally, emotionally. Spiritually, I was intact because I knew where we needed to be at that time, and I knew this was a part of God's plan. But the human side, after being used to something for so long, it really, really rocked me emotionally. I remember reaching out to some of my friends who have transitioned from media, mainstream media, to either doing their own thing or to corporate, and just trying to get some feedback as to how they dealt with it. But for me, it was tough. At some points, even though we knew the reason we were doing it, at some points I felt like my purpose kind of just slipped out of my hands. And that really rocked me.
That really rocked me.
That really made me very sad. And yeah, like my voice break up, feel like I'm gonna cry again. Yeah, that really, really, it was a life-changing moment for me. And I still miss radio. I still miss radio now. But it was harder in the beginning. So this year makes 2 years that I've been off radio.
Do you feel relevant?
Do I feel relevant? Let me say, we have found other ways to reach our fans and keep in touch with those persons who have really grown with us. I know people who have been with me since I was a child growing up on radio, and small people. And we found other ways. We found social media, of course, we found YouTube. And in terms of feeling relevant, let me just say that God is just so amazing, because when I came off radio and I was worried about not getting any more MCing gigs or any more corporate events to MC, when I came off radio for that 5-6 months before I had baby, was the most shows I've ever done in a 6-month period throughout my over 10-year career as a media practitioner. So it's almost as if God said, hey, I'm just showing you that I'm a provider. I got you, boo. I got you. And that really comforted my heart. And I think after that was when I really, had the assurance and had the peace that, hey, it's gonna be all right. So while I did not feel like I was quote unquote relevant in terms of being on air and having that strong on air presence, the Lord really showed me that, Bass, you're walking in my will. I got you. And that was really comforting. So from that big decision came a closer relationship with God, especially because I think I relied more on Him after I came off radio. When you have the secured paycheck, you don't really worry too much about the finances and all of that. I developed a better and a stronger level of security in God, knowing that He is able to provide all my needs and He promises never to leave us or forsake us.
You lost a part of your passion. Have you found a new passion, or what are you passionate about now, and how have you been able to put that passion into something else?
I still think that I feel like a piece of my passion has been kind of lost a bit. But I have found new passions. YouTube is a new passion. Hey! Yes, YouTube is a new passion. I think the whole journey of motherhood is a continuous, perpetual passion that I love investing most of my time in. And I still miss radio. I still miss radio a lot. I still feel like a part of me is kind of out there. Hello. So I still miss radio. I still miss radio a lot. And yes, I have overcome that little thing of not wanting to listen to radio because I felt like my passion was there and I wasn't there. Yeah, man, I listen to radio very regularly. And I hope to be back in radio soon.
And out of that, she's grown in Sterling. She's grown in so many different
Yes,
areas.
yes.
She's a marketer. She's so many things right now. And I mean, somebody out there, just you feel like your passion has been thwarted or your job has been lost or you have to start all over again. There's hope, and be encouraged by this story. I mean, for me, I remember waking up and knowing that I don't have a production tomorrow. And the initial stages, is like relief. It's like a mini vacation. You have time now. You're free. You have more time to spend with family. And then it got to a point of, wow, what am I going to do? It got to a point of, am I going to enjoy whatever it is that is coming next? How do you start over again in a new world, so to speak, a new parish, a new situation? And, is this what I'm gonna do now? What am I gonna have fun? What is my life gonna be like? So many questions. You wonder if the money is gonna be enough. You wonder if you're gonna be able to provide that security. Moving from full time to freelance and part time lecturer, part time lecturer and freelance producer. And you built your career on 6 years on radio, reading news and doing poetry and
Sports.
voicing ads, sports reporter, sports announcer, and your Barack Obama tour and the highlights of that career, the Tivoli incursion, speaking on so many different things. Then you go into a TV situation now where you say, yeah, dream, you always wanted to work at TVJ. You started out and you built programs from scratch and you start making your name. People used to look at your station like, what is that? People used to look at what you've done like, psh. Then people started asking, what's next? What you're doing next? People, you're going on the road and people hearing and saying, oh, you do this, you do that. And then transitioning to TVJ and, reporting for the last election in St. Thomas Eastern, I think it was, and coming on radio, RJR, and so many different doors were open. Finally working with Neville and learning so much from him, working with Simone, learning so much from her, meeting Bolt, meeting Veronica Campbell-Brown, Iko Jones, Brianna Williams, so many of these great people, and being, living sports for all your life, and then actually reaching a high where you feel like, yeah, and, you're just looking forward to transitioning into your next role as host, and you start doing little hosting gigs and you feel good and people saying, oh, they're proud of you and you're growing, and then bam. There were moments where you sit down and in a quiet time you say, am I making the right decision? I'm gonna miss TV, I'm gonna miss producing, Football. Listen, you get up and some of you will notice that since I've really left sports, I'm not sharing a lot about sports on my platforms. I'm not talking about football as much, I'm not talking about cricket as much. It's like a piece of you is lost, but I'm slowly getting back in the groove of it, and parts of the times when champs are come up, when RSPL are come up, when different things are come up, and you feel like, yeah, and then you feel like, do I really, even if they call you, should I go? Do you really want to go? Or will they call you and check your phone? And it's a time of uncertainty, but then you get confidence in a certain purpose of your life. You know that your life is full of purpose, and the uncertainty of the time won't change that purpose. The purpose can't be thwarted. It might look different, but it's there, and it's just to channel all of your passion into those things. And producing this YouTube, trust me, producing our YouTube channel has been fun. Producing for other people behind the scenes, I won't call a name, but going and working on different productions with people behind the scenes, seeing a different side to the business, seeing a different side to networking and marketing. You just trust God, and in time it will help you to get to where you need to be. So To somebody out there who is uncertain about school, uncertain about your future, uncertain about what next to do, here's hope. You may feel your fire being out at some point, but keep fanning it. Even if it's a small flame that exists, thanks. It's a small flame or just a flicker, it still remains. And if you can put that passion into something else that you love, and I mean, it's a time now of businesses, it's a time of creation. People are just creating stuff and content is needed. People are so unsure about even the job security that they thought they had, that you're forced to now do what you can do and focus on your talents. Your talents and your gifts shall make room for you. And it's just really remarkable. Thank you guys for your support, for your love. We are branching off into new areas. Different people are reaching out to us. Different people are being blessed. It's just a new thing. And sometimes new things can be scary, but it's bringing forth a new you. And a new you meaning somebody who is stronger, somebody who's more resilient, somebody who is more creative, somebody who's more passionate. So just embrace the new you. There are going to be sad moments. It's good to have a partner or a support system who will bring you and be there with you. But there are going to be rough moments. But at the end of it all, you will smile again.
And we serve a God who is able, and He has really shown up in our lives even now more than ever, because we're positive that we are walking in His will and we are at the place where He wants us at this particular moment in time. But the human side of us is always there kind of questioning and worrying. And so I say, continue trusting God, continue trusting His plan for your lives, and continue to just be creative. Think of new ideas, things that you wanted to do before and you didn't have the time because
Or learn something new.
Yeah, we were so busy. There are so many different online classes being offered in baking for free, in baking, in
photography,
in
social media
nails,
management,
doing nails.
yeah.
I mean, so many different things. I remember the other day, Harvard was offering free online courses for persons who wanted to get certificates in different areas. So I say to you, don't just sit down and say, boy, Corona just come mash up your life. It's also an opportunity, and it also presents a perfect and a prime opportunity for you to explore sides of you that you did not know were there. Like for me, I never knew I could really do this. I was always shy, and no matter how Brian used to try to get me to start YouTube, I just was very hesitant. But when Corona presented itself and I realized that we had more time, I said, all right, let me give this a shot. The most you can do is not upload it. But we did, and here we are. So again, thank you for coming along for this journey so far. It has been a great journey.
Bigger things to come.
Yeah, bigger things to come.
Big decisions.
Yeah.
Big God. Bigger steps.
Everything big.
Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. Thank you guys so much again for making it Stuff from the Cuffs, where we give you fire, we give you fun, inspiration. We're real and we're educational. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button before you go. If you're not yet a subscriber, make sure you like the video, leave us a comment, and of course, follow us on Instagram at Stuff from the Cuffs. Everything is down in the description bar. Thank you guys so much. We'll have another video soon. Bye.
Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. If you had it back there